We are at Richmond Beach Saltwater Park. There's the Puget Sound. Here's me. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about my experience running track and field in high school. Some of you them in. Alright, so I ran middle distance in high school, for Shorewood High School, at Shoreline Public Schools system in City of Shoreline, Washington State, United States of America. I ran spring 2007 season, and so this is a little bit about that. I ran for Shorewood High School. Yeah, okay. So that's the introduction, and there's a towhee calling. Some birds flying in. It's kind of warm today. It's still summer. It's Thursday, 21 September 2023. So my running experience heading into the season was in January 2006. I started running of my own initiative, on my own with myself as coach. And I started the second or third week of January. So it wasn't actually a New Year's resolution thing. It was more like school starting up again and trying to get in shape for some fitness tests we had for physical education. I was in middle school at the time. And then before that, I started playing soccer in 1998. So I had, well, by the spring 2007 track and field season, I had 9 years of summer league soccer in a indoor soccer season. And so there was running for that. There were, yeah, so those are kind of the big ones. And then running as part of physical education class. So that was my experience. So up next is practices. Practices were kind of all over the place. A lot of the people on the team in the middle distance group ran cross country. So we did stuff on the school track. If it was a nicer practice, so to speak, we'd do stuff at the Shoreline Stadium, which was not located at the high school. And then, let's see, we also did stuff for fun, like in parks, or running to parks. And that was, so for track and field, practices were broken up. There was like track and field time slot, and we actually practiced with the men. So it was like everybody who did track and field had practice, and then middle distance would break off and have their own practices. It's just when we're running to a place, if the men are a lot faster, they're going to be out there ahead, and then us women are further back. But it was co-ed practices, which was very different than swimming, where women were autumn season and men were winter season, so they didn't even have practices that overlapped. The seasons weren't the same. Let's see. Competitions. So I ran junior varsity, which meant I did not compete in all the competitions because sometimes they only sent the varsity. And I was the second slowest middle distance runner in the group. And so I was, depending on whether the other person went or not, speaking from experience, because this was 2007, I either came in second to last for our school or last for our school in the race I ran, which I only ran the 800 meters in competition. They didn't offer like the mile or half mile or anything like that. And my coach was not about letting me, because I was new to running and he hadn't coached me before and stuff like that, I was restricted to the 800 meters only. My ethnicity was brought up because Norwegians did not have a track record of being fast middle distance runners, so that was kind of something that my teammates who had more extensive running experience, including multiple like track and field seasons in middle school under their belt. They were like, that's just something you're gonna have to fight against, or not fight against, but that's part of the reality of you competing, is your people don't do so well. And then the person who was slower than me was Asian, so we both kind of had a race/ethnicity story there, so it was different. Okay, up next, teammates, coach, and training group. So I've kind of covered that. My teammates were, a number of them were classmates, some of them were new. I was a freshman, so my first year of high school, so there was the people I knew from my classes, and then there were people who were more senior in their high school career, and I only met them through track and field, and that was actually the only way I knew them, through high school. My coach, he didn't really coach me much, and my anatomy was a bit different, so a lot of the advice he gave me I had to actually not listen to not hurt myself. But he was also the cross-country coach, and he kind of favored those who did cross-country as well. Training group, middle distance, which was actually a bunch of people from my classes. And then overall/general notes and comments about my experience. It was a bit of a wake-up compared to running on my own. Realizing there's like running on my own, but there's also running in practice with other people, and then there's running in competition, and then there's racing in competition, and there's different legs, so to speak. I had my legs and my mentality had to be a bit different for each of those. So I guess that's a general note and comment. Overall note and comment. I struggled with it, so it wasn't necessarily the most fun, and I didn't return to it in part because of that, but I did continue running on my own after that with myself as coach. Still am to this day, 21 September 2023. So over 17 years later, I'm still going from January 2006. So I didn't let it was a bit more painful for me because I hadn't done running racing before. I didn't let that stop me in my running, just for me, kind of. Though it did, when I eventually went back to spring season sport for my high school, I did water polo. So in conclusion, that's a little bit about me competing for my Shorewood High School girls track and field team in the spring of 2007. It's a lovely day. Happy day and time of viewing whenever you're seeing this.